Hello, and welcome to a special episode of ApexThis podcast. I thought it fitting to share some of my favorite podcast or podcast episodes before the year ended. Now, I hope to continue to share podcasts that I find or particular episodes that have sparked my interest and even replays. So, without further ado, here are my standouts that I listened to in 2016. First, from the Truth podcast, The Death of Poe.
Big guy, he comes striding in, and he said, Young man, on the anniversary of Poe's death, I am going to raise up the spirit of Poe.
I am going to raise up the spirit of Poe.
The retell of someone's experience followed by a booming voice reenacting the telling grabbed my attention, and for the next 10 minutes, I was transported to another world.
Son, do you know how Poe died?
I said, oh, well, there are a number of theories, and he's like, no, I'll tell you how he died.
I'll tell you how he died.
I've used this episode as a benchmark, a goal to reach, and as an example of what I one day hope to create myself. Another episode from the Truth podcast, out of many, that has inspired me is called Sleep Some More.
My freshman year roommate was a nightmare.
What's up, dude? Man, I am freaking exhausted. I spent all day in the library trying to make sense of freaking Freud. No thank you, man. Basically all...
Another intro that grabbed my attention and one that I've listened to many times. What makes it all work for me is that everything is doing its part that contribute to the overall package. The writing, the actors, the production. Even if I progress to become a decent writer, I would need to find good actors to bring my script to life. And I would need to have that production skill to complete the package. In the meantime, I will learn, and learn. Now, I've talked about Startup. It was the podcast that I found when researching if I should start this podcast, or even if this type of podcast existed. Since finding it, I've binged all episodes. Outside of the entirety of season 1, this 2-part episode follows Kas, a felon, starting his own business.
So a couple of weeks ago, I flew out to Las Vegas to meet Kas.
So I'm going to read it just to refresh my mind, and then Jen, I'm gonna pitch you the pitch.
Yeah, do you want to?
Pitch perfect.
I'm standing with Kas and his girlfriend and co-founder Jen Shaw in their hotel room. It's the night before he'll take the stage to pitch his fitness startup. He's at a conference featuring impressive speakers like Chris Sacca. You may have heard of him.
With Startup, you hear of Alex's journey in trying to start Gimlet, and you hear of other companies trying to raise funding for their startups. I guess the story just resonated more. Through circumstances, someone uses their skills to employ themselves when no one else would. Now, have you ever wondered, what if the X-Men saw a shrink? What would they talk about? Say hello to Dr. Bright.
Patient number 11A7, session 9. Male, 16 years of age, with the abilities of a highly advanced empath. So far, he's made very little progress in controlling this ability. Sessions have been quite challenging as a result, for obvious reasons. Caleb, come in.
The Bright sessions have held a special place in my heart upon discovering it. You listen in with Dr. Bright as she counsels her patients that also have special abilities. The show creator Lauren Shippen also stars in this wonderfully written and acted show. Now, if you excuse me, I must find out what Caleb has been up to.
It's very nice to see you. How are you feeling this week?
Fine, I guess.
Last but not least on my 2016 standouts is Limetown.
Reports of violence erupted today in the research facility known as Limetown, located in White County, Tennessee, and home to over 300 residents.
Emergency services have gathered to the isolated location as smoke rises from somewhere on the property.
Limetown, from 2 Up Productions, follows reporter Leah Haddock as she hunts for answers to her question. What happened to the people of Limetown?
Hello? Hello? Are you there?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. What is the nature of your emergency?
We need emergency services in Limetown. Ambulances are the fire and police damages and the whole army.
Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to calm down.
Turn it off! Turn it!
This is the first production from 2 Up Productions, co-founded by Zach Akers and Skip Brunke. And I must say, they have hit it out of the park. I was engrossed from beginning to end, and I eagerly await to listen to the first season as I eagerly await what they come up with next. I hope that you take a listen and even subscribe to the podcast I've mentioned, and I hope that you enjoy them as much as I do. As always, links to the reference episodes and podcast will be in show notes at ApexThis.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ApexThis. Have a safe and happy New Year. Until next time.